I've come to the realization that I've manifested this life that I live. I really did. I manifested this whole life I'm living right now, and I have proof of it. I may not have had one of those fancy journals, but I wrote down in 2020 or 2021 of exactly what I wanted. I mean, I described the perfect husband for me, the perfect house, the perfect city, town, dynamic, career, everything exactly how I wanted it, and it came to fruition. Now, I won't say everything is perfect because it's totally not. I have a lot of challenges in my life, but I am grateful that I can face them with a positive attitude and look at negative things in my life with gratitude, because it took me a long time to get here. But I am reflecting here, and I'm just thinking, like, I remember not that long ago, it was just me and my little girl in Georgia, and I'm a New Yorker, so nobody likes me there. Like, nobody. I can talk and talk and talk all day. I can make friends everywhere. In fact, I've never been somewhere where I haven't been able to connect with people except Georgia. Something about Georgia that they were just like, oh, she's from New York? Okay. Nope. It was bizarre because I had never been somewhere where I couldn't connect with anyone, like on a deep level, and have like significant bonds and friendships with. It was like the first time in my life was really foreign and I didn't like it. I ended up leaving there, not because of that, but I would have left anyway because I hated it there. But I'm just thinking, like, it really wasn't that long ago that it was just me and my little girl. And I was just a single mom living on my own. I fled New York, trying to start over with her. I had just gotten a divorce and my mother just died, and I left New York trying to make a new life for me and my daughter. And it was scary, especially at the time in this country with COVID and everything. It was really scary, but I knew that I was strong and brave. So I said, fuck it, and I'm gonna do this. And I did. And certain events led me back to New York. And anyway, that's where I gave birth to my son. In my opinion, the healthcare in Georgia was also quite horrible. So I did not feel safe carrying my pregnancy as a high-risk pregnancy in Georgia, and also having absolutely no one there. And I'm really grateful that I went back home to New York because my brother was there and my nephews were there, and they ended up helping me. And then I reconnected with my ex-husband. So we're not crazy, but yes, I did remarry my ex-husband when I was with my whole life. I divorced him, and then a couple years later remarried, and now we're settled down. And it's so weird because I was looking back at old journals and the piece of paper that I wrote everything I wanted on. And I realized that I really manifested this life. And the hardest thing for me, and I think this is the hardest thing in general, but the hardest part of manifesting something is figuring out what the fuck you want. Because I was all over the place and I was so indecisive. And then I would think to myself, oh, do I really want this? What if it works out like this? Then will I be missing out on something else? That was the biggest challenge for me. But once I figured out, like, at the end of the day, what do I want? And where do I want it? And how do I want it? And what do I want to do? And what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And what do I want to raise my children? And things like that. And I wrote it all out, like word for word, down to the physical description of my husband. I think maybe part of it is that my heart knew where I belonged and who belonged in my life and who didn't. And I guess God knew too, because, you know, I do believe that God has a plan. But in any case, if you think that you are not powerful, you think again, because your mind is so very powerful. And I really believe that if you can picture it in your mind, it can happen in our physical reality. The hardest thing is focusing on what it is you want, and then getting that precise picture of how it will look in reality. But once you can get that done, you're golden. And then it's just a matter of time. And remember, it's always in His time, not ours.